everybody, and happy Friday. Also, welcome back to 100 Lit. I'm your incredibly grateful host, Queen J, and it has been quite a while, I know, so I'm just gonna jump right into one of my latest reads, Wild World, by Peter Rush. What I liked? I liked a lot of things about this, actually. The book takes us back to the Vietnam War, as well as the Kent State shootings and just the protest era in general. The author explores it and explores that time through fictional characters, their lives, and how they decide to combat this deeply unpopular war. However, despite the fictionalized accounts of the characters like Stephen Logan, who's a student at Brown, who makes the decision to fight the war by protesting from the inside, the emotion is very much there. The feelings and the realism are there. You feel as if you could know any of these students in the draft or protesting and what have you. The story itself actually hit me kind of hard. When one of the characters, Roxy, says during the aftermath of one protest that I'm so afraid what's going to happen next, or when Stephen Logan wonders if everything he learned about his country was wrong because he's seeing all this murder and hate around him, and he's saying these were like executions in some third world dictatorship. You feel that kind of stuff. With Steve in particular, you can see him going from confusion to realization that the hate and corruption going on around him is not right. And Peter Rush writes it in a way that you hurt just as much as he does. What I didn't like. Roxy. Roxy was Steve's love interest in the story, and she really got on my last nerve. There are things you just don't do when you're in a relationship with someone who's trying to do right by you and trying to make a difference in the world, but not really sure how. But at least he's trying, and she was just too childish for me to find her the slightest bit redeemable. So overall, this book actually won the 2018 Beverly Hills Book Award for Social and Political Change, and I can definitely see why. While it doesn't necessarily build to a specific climax, it is a book that tells the story of a time in history that we've seen in our history books, in documentaries and the like. But Peter Rush, through this fictionalized story, relays the same historical insight but with feeling, and I think it's lit, and I'd recommend giving it a read. So thanks again for tuning in. If you're a new listener, thank you for checking me out. Be sure to let me know what you think on my website, queenjreads.com, or my Instagram or Twitter at queenjreads. If you're a longtime listener, thank you especially for your patience. It's been quite a transition period these past few months. Fortunately, things are settling down, so I'm back to my weekly schedule like I originally planned, so that's great. I do have a couple reads coming up, a couple books that I'm diving into. One of them is going to be The President is Missing by Bill Clinton and James Patterson. I picked that book up at BookCon, and I'm just now getting to it, and I'm so excited to dive right in. So if you read it, don't spoil it for me, don't say anything. I know it's been a while, but don't say anything. Just let me read it. Also, another thing that recently came up was I did my first authors event where I joined a bunch of other authors, and we were just talking about our books, talking to the people. It was nice. I mean, I sold some books, talked to some people, learned a lot about these types of shows, and it was absolutely great. I hope to do more in the future. So that's it for today. And I hope you have a great weekend and enjoy the books that bring you life.